30-minute stretch. We will have them until about 12:30. Our head coach, Dabo Swinney, will offer a couple of opening comments, then we will start our Q&A. So, Coach, the podium is yours.
Whoa, that is bright. Well, just super excited to be at this point in our 2025 journey. This is kind of what it all builds to, is just getting to the season. You work all year for just a few days, and one of those days is coming up just a few weeks down the road, and opportunity to get back on the field with our team as a full staff and a complete team next week. So excited about that. Got some great young men with me. So obviously I don't know where Antonio went. Where's he at? He's coming around, but Antonio Williams is with us. He's somewhere around here, but he's our great receiver, going to graduate in December. Cade Klubnik also going to graduate in December. And then we got two outstanding defensive players here in P.A.W. Parker and Peter Woods. But they're all great people. And these two guys right here, 3 years, great players but great leaders. Both will graduate in December in 3 years. So great representatives on the field, but also off the field for our program, and just excited about getting going, and look forward to getting on the field with them next week. It's been a good off season. The guys have put the work in. We been around a lot of good teams, and this team, has the ingredients to be a really good team, but we got to go do the work. We can't talk about it or predict our way in it. Y'all can't predict our way into it. We've got to go do it and do the work, and so excited about that next phase of our journey. And then for me personally, this is my 36th year in college football, and my 23rd at Clemson, 13 at Alabama, and year 23 at Clemson. I mean, it's just it's special. Just incredibly grateful and blessed to have an opportunity to be a part of a team and have a chance to, do something that I really love, and that's the game of football and competing and doing life with a bunch of, great young people.
We've got about 12 minutes with Coach before we rotate into our student athletes, so I'll ask that you please identify yourselves and the agency you are with, and we will watch the hands go right up into the air at this point. So, Coach, we will start right side, third row. Again, from the third row back, please stand.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. Coach Swinney, there was a time a few years ago where people were having that conversation of had you fallen off at, a 10-11 game or 10-11 win season. What does it say about your consistency as a program that there's a perennial expectation of national championship or bust darn near?
Well, I think we've earned that through consistency. We did something last year that only 4 teams in 160 years of college football have done. And, Nebraska did it with Coach Osborne, Coach Bowden at Florida State, Coach Saban at Alabama, and now Clemson. 14 straight 9+ win seasons, 13 of those 10+ win seasons. So, we've earned that through consistency. And that's really for us what it's always been about, is just being incredibly consistent. We're not perfect, but we're incredibly consistent, but that's because we're purpose-driven and we're relationship-driven, and I think our program reflects that purpose in everything, in every aspect. We got the highest graduation rate in America. 13 out of the last 14 years we've been top 10 academically. We're the only school in America 14 years in a row, top 25 in football and academics. So, we're a place that really values education. And again, that's the start of our purpose, and the kids that come there, they align with that. It's a holistic approach, and we've won as well. And in the craziest, probably 3 years of college football, not only are we tops in the country in graduation, we're top in the country in retention. And fewest players leaving your program. So, we're purpose-driven, we're relationship-driven, and we've created a ton of consistency, not just in winning. We've been incredibly consistent, but how we've won, and that's by fulfilling the purpose that drives our program and drives the habits within our program every day.
Coach, left side, first row.
Coach, Cole Bryson with the Fan Upstate. Earlier this morning, your quarterback was talking about this year's team being a veteran team with the amount of freshmen that you played the last 2 years. Obviously, you have to be talented, but in this new era and landscape of college football, how big of a hand up do you feel like the veteran presence gives your team going into the season?
Well, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, experience, as they say, that doesn't come at a discount. Like we've got a bunch of great young men. Our quarterback, especially, that's had to, manage success well, and he's had to manage some failure well too. And he's grown into a great leader of our team. And the experienced guys, we have most of our team back. I think that again speaks to our retention. These guys can leave anytime they want, but they have to choose, first of all, to come, and then they have to choose to stay. And I just think that says a lot about kind of how we put it together on the front end. In recruiting guys that really align with our purpose, guys that really value education and want structure and family and accountability, but also they value the place that they're at. And these guys they could all go wherever they want to go, but it's a close group. They've done football life together for a few years now, and they've had some success. And certainly last year, and getting a chance to kind of maybe get a little glimpse at the top of the mountain, that's certainly given them a little fuel as they've gotten back to work since January. But great leaders that really truly care about each other. They care about the place. And they have a very clear vision of how they want to finish. Now they got to go do the work.
Coach, right side, second row, hard to the right.
Hey, Coach. Ralph Amsden, Unafraid Show with George Reister. Came out, had an opportunity to tour the facility, and one of the things that stuck out was the P.A.W. journey. And you talk a lot about retention versus the rest of the country, what you guys are able to do. Can you speak to how P.A.W. journey helps you keep the players around that you recruit out of high school?
Yeah, so again, our purpose is graduation, number one. Number two, it's to equip them as men, through the game. Number three is to make sure they have a great college experience. And then lastly is to win a championship. I want everybody that comes there to win a championship. That's how we started the program 16 years ago, and nothing has changed. And so P.A.W. journey is not something that we just started doing. The day that I became an interim coach, October 13th, 2008, I went next door. I lived next door to a guy named Jeff Davis, and he was just my neighbor for 6 years. I didn't really know him as, this great player, and he wasn't working in Clemson football. He was on campus doing development and working with Call Me Mr. Program, and I just kind of laid out my vision. It's like this: if I ever got to be a head coach, this is kind of what I want to do. And the AD said I get to be the head coach for 7 weeks, and I can do whatever I want. And I was like, so this might only be a 7-week job, but I want you to come. I want somebody who's not a coach. And I want somebody who can help me coach life every day, because life's happening. Coaches are busy, and we're in meetings. And in those days, there were 9 coaches, 2 GAs, and one ops guy. And so, the coaches wore every hat. And so I hired Jeff Davis, and I ended up getting the job. And so he was a one-man shop creating this curriculum that we now call P.A.W. Journey. And now it's 6 people, and it's a living, breathing space. It's at the entrance of our building, but it is a curriculum. I mean, we have micro internships all over the world. We've had 100% job placement 7 years in a row. We are equipping them as men. They learn everything from how to tie a tie to how to have a nice dinner to doing a resume to how to do an interview. We had a group go to Italy this summer. They went to South Africa last summer. They've been to Thailand, Costa Rica. We are creating life experiences, financial literacy, tax education. We've been doing that for 16 years. And now, with an actual true financial component to, college, it just allows us to even further equip them as men. 81% of the guys who've gotten a shot at the NFL from Clemson have made the roster. That's incredible. P.A.W. Journey's been a huge part of that. I mean, it truly is an amazing program, and the players can speak even more to it. We're involved in the community a lot. They learn how to serve. You know, we like to say we're a leadership organization. We just play football doing it. And a lot of great leaders have developed. And so that's how we equip them as men, is through Paul Journey. And then having a great college experience, well, I mean, every summer I see all these pros back in Clemson, you know, from Dexter Lawrence to Cleveland Furrow and Christian Wilkins and so on, training for 4 and 5 weeks. I've got 25 former players on my staff. You know, they had a great experience. We are topping the country in retention because we're living the purpose. And then over the last part's winning a championship. And so 16 years later, if you say you're purpose-driven, then you ought to have purpose-driven results. And we have the highest graduation in America. Paul Journey is the model player development organization in all of college football. Our kids are staying at a high level because they're having a great experience. And every player that I've ever signed since February of 2009, my first signing class, has won a championship. When I got the job, Clemson hadn't won the league in 20 years. Every player that has signed at Clemson since February of 2009, every player has won a championship. But it's how you win that I think really separates places and people. And you know, there's a lot of narratives, but that's the facts. And but it all goes back to, you know, how we put it together on the front end, getting the right people, you know, that really align with what you believe. And you got a group of young men right here that could have gone anywhere in the country out of high school, could go anywhere. Every year they've been here, they could have gone somewhere. But they've chosen to be a part of it because they are living that purpose. Again, you got 2 that are going to graduate in December in 3 years. And then Cade's going to graduate in right on time in 3.5 years. And they're all developed as men. They're all having a great experience, and they've won championships. So the only people in our building that hadn't won a championship is those guys that just got there. So they're on the clock. But we've never put winning a championship first. It's always been about the purpose that I talked about. And again, Paul Journey is an incredible aspect to that. And Jeff Davis has been, you know, a huge partner in every ounce of success that we've had at Clemson. Jeff Davis has been right there. And I'm talking about from being the captain of the 1981 national championship team to later in life coming back and buying into the vision that I really wanted to create in being a head coach and how I wanted to do it. And I told him, well, here's why. This is why I want it to be that way. And then, man, he's taken it and gone from what we originally called a player relations department to Paul Journey. So it's been awesome to watch.
Coach, thank you. You can switch spots with Cade, and we'll spend a few minutes with the quarterback. Folks, if you would, please identify yourselves and the agency you are with. And Cade, you'll get your first question on the first row to your left, all the way down, first row. Hustle on down, hustle on down. Here we go, here we go. Perfect. Right here. Thank you.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Cade, just to have the coach that you have here in college football, there's an ever-changing climate. There's a lot of selfishness in college football now, but you hear about family, you hear about faith, and you hear about the journey of getting an education and taking care of a lot bigger things in football. What does that mean to you to be coached by Dabo?
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. So thankful that Coach Swinney gave him the opportunity to come to Clemson. I think looking back in the last 3.5 years and going into my last season, just kind of brings my heart a lot of joy. You know, my recruiting process was a little wild, and man, God is so good. And the fact that he got to bring me to Clemson and take me through what he's brought me through, and it's been so good. And to have a coach like Coach Swinney to lean on through everything, through the ups and the downs, has been unbelievable. And to have somebody that believes in me, you know, after my sophomore year when everybody kind of told me I sucked and wasn't very good, and a lot of people wanted me out of Clemson. And Coach Swinney pulled me into his office and told me, Cade, I believe in you, and let's go to work. And for somebody that I look up to and believe in tell me that he believes in me, just filled me with confidence. And when he could have gone and done what a lot of other coaches would do, but didn't, and pulled me in tight and said, "I believe in you." I'll never forget that moment, and that conversation has fueled me for the last 2 years, and so thankful for my time at Clemson, and it's been really awesome.
Cade, we'll go right side about the fifth row.
Brandon Pockers with the league winners. Heading into the season with a lot of expectations and you being one of the leaders on this Clemson football team, what's the type of mentality you are instilling and helping to instill with this team? And then heading into the regular season, what are you most excited to showcase with this offense to take yet another step forward from a very successful 2024 season?
I think our mentality is, man, we're keeping our head down, just kind of keeping it low. We're just going to work every single day. We're not a loud team. We're not going to be shouting and hollering and yapping a whole lot about what we've been doing or what we're going to do. We're just putting our head down and going to work. And I think that starts with the leadership that we have. We have really good leadership all around, and that's kind of our mentality, man. We've been through the fire. We've been through it, and we've stuck together. And that's the biggest thing, is we've stuck together and we've come out the other side, and just continually trying to persevere and go be the best we can be. And in terms of our offense, we got a lot coming back. That's really exciting. I know somebody hit on it earlier, but I mean, we've been a young team. I feel like every year I've been here, and we're a veteran team and very experienced. Got a lot of guys that have played a lot of ball, and that's really exciting. But we got to go do it. We got to go do it, and we got to take advantage of every opportunity we get. And yeah.
Cade, left side, front row.
Hey, Cade, Trevor Groves, CUTigers.com. Clemson hasn't had a home opener since 2019, so first one for you. How excited are you about opening against LSU in the original Death Valley?
That's right. I'm very excited to open up at home. Yeah, I've never been able to do that in my college career, so I'm excited to be in Death Valley for the first one. It's gonna be awesome. Obviously excited for the first game. It's gonna be a great opportunity for us. It's a great opportunity for us with a great opponent, and but we're excited for every game this year. Every game has to be treated like it's a national championship. Whether it's week 1, week 5, week 8, we have to take advantage of every single week because that's what college football, that's what it is. And you have to give the highest respect to every opponent that you have. And that's the type of mentality that I try to have, and that's the mentality Coach Swinney, gives us every single week. So excited for week 1, excited to start off at home.
Okay, thanks for the time. You can switch spots with TJ, and we'll spend a little bit of time with our defensive end. TJ, your first question will come to the right, third row.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. TJ, Clemson has set such a standard, particularly in the front seven and with defensive line, that this is the longest drought that we've seen in terms of Clemson having a defender being named the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Is that something that you look at as like obviously the championship is the main goal, but it would be great to break that streak and be the next in that lineage of Daquan Bowers and company that have won that award at Clemson?
To be honest with you, I never really put no thought into it. If I handle my season well and how I need to and get the team and we consistently winning, it'll take care of itself. I don't really get into too much of that. I just let the work show.
TJ, we're going to go left side.
David Hood with TigerNet.com. There's obviously a lot of expectations and excitement with Tom Allen coming in and this defense. Coach Swinney told us last week, though, all he has to do is turn on the Texas tape to kind of bring everybody back down to earth. How much has last season kind of fueled what happened in the offseason and heading into this year?
Yeah, obviously we didn't get the job done against Texas, and, that kind of stuck right there. And for me, I'm always big on getting better. And that was the first thing we talked about with Coach Allen when we sat down and had a conversation, like what I did wrong that game, what I could have done better, and here's what we're going to do going forward. And from him, since day one, it's been about passion. I'm the type, I need to be coached hard as possible. You can get in my face and tell me what it is and tell me what I need to do, and he's been that since day one. And for me, that just builds a lot of confidence in my game, excuse me, and then, also looking forward, and I'm just so happy to have him on the team, and it's going to be a great season.
TJ, right side, about the fifth row. If you'll please stand, sir. Thank you.
Thomas Christopher from the League Winners. Kind of building off that, Tom Allen worked with Abdul Carter at Penn State last year, and he put up great numbers. What's your excitement level going into this season, and what are your expectations?
For me, I'm just excited for this new defense. Play fast, free, and physical. I'm looking to have an even better season than I did last year. Obviously, seeing Coach Allen have a first-round caliber defensive end, have the season he had, I can see myself recreating something like that even better, but being my own person. So I'm just super excited about that.
TJ, we're going to head back to the front row left side.
TJ, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You spoke a little bit about new defensive coordinator Tom Allen. What is it about his leadership style that speaks to you, and what can you say about just how he's already gotten a lot out of you even before we hit the fall?
Man, I can rave on about Coach Allen, man. He demands excellence from us, you know what I'm saying? And he demands a lot more accountability than we've ever seen before, whether that's in the classroom or on the field. If we don't reach our goals for every practice, we're doing up downs and things like that, man. You just see that he really cares. And obviously with him having the head coaching experience and the coordinator experience that he's had for a long time, he knows and seen it all. So just that belief that we've had in him and the trust, we've seen a lot of change dealing with spring ball and then now transitioning into the summer going into the season, man. I'm just super excited to see it all come together.
TJ, thank you. You and Peter can switch spots, and we will round out our time with Clemson with our D linemen. Looking out into the room, and we will start on the left-hand side. The gentleman with his hands straight up in the air, the only arm on the left side there. Sir, if you'll please stand when the mic comes, that would be great. Thank you.
Gary McDaniel, Clemson Sports News. Peter, you moved outside last year out of a need to play defensive end, as Christian Wilkins did a few years before you. Moving back inside this year and underneath Tom Allen's tutelage, what do you see as far as your potential moving forward this year, and how does it feel to move back inside?
I'm super excited. I just love the game, and, I'm just wanting to do whatever it takes, to put my team in the best position to win. So if it's inside, it's outside, it's off the ball. If I'm throwing the ball, it don't really matter. Whatever coach asks me to do, I'm going to get it done to the best of my ability, and that's really all it is. That's your job, man. You got that, though, but I'm going to get it done, though.
Peter, right side, gentleman towards the back.
Peter, Taz Henry, College Football Sunday. Just a quick question. How does Coach Swinney and the staff prepare you guys this year for when there's media hype for you guys, and how does he keep you focused, knowing that the games are decided on the field?
As you can see, we come up here and we have a lot of the same answers, but I don't think it's getting us prepared for the media. It's just a cultural thing. We share a lot of the same core values and a lot of the same principles, and that's what makes us Clemson. And I think we're able and we're blessed to be in a position where we're able to voice that to you guys and all the other different outlets. But I think it just starts with the culture. Coach Swinney sets the tone, and as leaders of the team, we come out and we enforce that. And so I think that kind of comes out in the media, and that's why our answers are kind of similar.
Peter will be left side, trending towards the left.
Hey, Peter, this is Grayson Mann with TigerNet.com. Nick Easton last week said that after challenging you all offseason, you've had your best offseason yet. Just for you, how do you feel physically heading into the fall, and just how does that relationship with Nick Easton continue to grow?
I feel great. I mean, I would say I arguably feel the best that I've ever felt. Coach Easton, at the least, he's been a great coach to me. He's been a kind of a father figure in the facility for me, as just, helping me develop holistically and as a man, and just kind of teaching me the game. He's done it on every level and every way imaginable that you can think of, on the college level, coached on the college level, played in the NFL, coached on the NFL level. So it's just being grateful to be able to learn from a guy like Coach Easton is just always something that, I've hold to a very high regard since I've been in high school. So.
Peter, right side, be about the fourth row.
Hey, Peter, Davon Nixon, Fox Sports Radio, Charlotte. With you guys opening against LSU and the SEC bragging about being more physical than other conferences and the game starting in the trenches, what's the mental preparation going into the game and even during, when you're going against an opponent that really tries to out-physical you and even out-psych you?
Much like Cade said, just put your head down and do the work. I mean, it's football. I don't think it's an opponent that we're going against that's not going to try to out-physical us. We just got to be confident in the work that we put in this offseason. And I've said it like probably 50 times a day that you only get to play 16 days. So you really maybe at max get to play 16. That's the national championship is 16. So the other 349 days, you got to figure out what it is that you have to do to get better and just really how much you're willing to work to get the results you want. And I feel like our result is going to show based on how we work.
Peter, left side, front row.
Sorry. Peter Bob Gillespie, straightupsports.net. About 10 years ago, when I'm assuming you were still in grade school, Coach Swinney took his first team to the national championship game, lost it. In that 10-year period since then, they've won 2 national titles. So when did you first become aware of Clemson as a national power and Coach Swinney as somebody that you wanted to play for?
This is actually like a funny question. I did not really know that I was coming to Clemson until the day that I committed, to be honest. It was just kind of just like an overwhelming feeling that you just kind of get when you're in the building and you're around the people. And it's just something that I always tell people, like, to even understand, you got to go see it for yourself, to be honest, because it's truly special. And, like, it's really no secret. Like, I grew up, Alabama fan, Alabama-Auburn. I'm in Alabama my whole life. But it was just something, just a feeling on me that I just couldn't pass up to, come play for Coach Swinney. I believed in him. I believed in his vision. I believed in the guys that I came in with, and, it's just been special from there. So I think that the biggest thing for me was just coming in, and me and Cade and TJ, Cade's first year starting was me and TJ's first year playing. So now we're here looking at our third year being kind of like the starters, and we've been together this whole time. And I think that kind of solidifies the decision that I made, like knowing that I came to a place that's about family and principles and just sticking together.
Clemson, thank you. Good luck this season. Enjoy your time in Charlotte. Folks, Duke is due up next in the room at 1 o'clock.